following silver recovery methods is hazardous due to the production of fumes produced by the process. So, ito yung hinahaluan natin siya ng, masasabi ko na, hinahaluan natin siya ng chemicals para humiwalay siya mismo dun sa inyong fixer solution. Masa-separate or masa-segregate naman ngayon natin siya, okay? Kasi maghihiwalay siya, magbubuo-buo siya. So, ang gamit natin doon is your chemical precipitation. Okay? Correct answer natin ay letter B. Okay? Chemical precipitation. Next, number 52. In manual processing, it is important to agitate your films while they are in the developer solution to do which of the following. So, wala nang magtatanong ha. Kasi letter A, tama yan, to prevent any kind of streaks. At saka letter B, para magkaroon tayo ng even na development. So, pag nag-agitate tayo, namimix natin ng maayos yung ating solution, and then nalulublob natin ng mas maayos. Talagang lublob talaga no? Nalulublob natin yung ating film. So, that pushes us or the film to have an even development. So, correct answer natin, both A and B. Next, number 53. What is the single most critical aspect when you are trying to mix your chemicals? Ito lang, ang lagi niyong susundin. Follow instructions exactly. Okay, yun lang. Kasi, halimbawa, hindi nyo finalo yung instructions, nagkalintikan na. Okay? So, yung pinaka-importante is you follow instructions. Most especially, these are special types of chemicals. Okay? Next, number 54. Ayan. Nakikita namin ikaw. Okay, sige. Okay lang. Guys, ang tawag nito. Okay lang yan. Sige. Next, number 54. An exposure was made at a 30-inch SID using 12 MAS and 75 kVp with a 400 speed na imaging system and your 8:1 na grid. So, a second exposure or radiograph is requested with improved recorded detail. O, recorded detail lang yung hinihingi na dito, ha? Ilitan yan natin. Ayan, bold. So, which of the following groups of technical factors will best accomplish this task? Ngayon, kung ang hinahanap natin is for the improvement of your recorded detail, ano yung dapat na factors na tinitake into consideration natin? Number 1, SIT. Kailangan, kung ang original SIT mo ay 36, tataasan mo pa siya. Okay? Dahil dyan, tanggal ang letter A, tanggal ang letter D. Okay? Ang dalawang option mo na po pwedeng kunin ay si B and C kasi from 36, nag-increase sila into 40-inch SIT. Sunod. Okay? We have now your imaging system. Okay? Kapag ka-recorded detail, pag mas mabilis ang imaging system, mas nagiging unsharp yung inyong mga images. Pero kapag mas mabagal ang imaging speed ng inyong RS, mas lumilinaw or mas gumaganda ang kanyang recorded detail. So, pangalawa is your SS or your speed imaging system. Kailangan babawasan natin siya. So, between the two, 40-inch SID, kukunin natin yan, B and C. Sino sa kanilang dalawa? 400 and 200. Ang pinaka-swak sa hinahanap natin. Correct answer natin ay letter C. Okay? Kasi siya na yung may pinakamababang speed system. Siya na rin yung may pinakamataas na SID. Huwag nyo nang tignan yung MAS. Huwag nyo tignan yung grid ratio. Huwag nyo tignan yung KDP. Yun lang dalawa. Ito lang. Okay? Next. Number 54 ha. Letter C po tayo. Letter C. Okay, next. Number 55. Ano? Parang nasa bingguhan lang no? Okay, next. Number 55. In which of the following examinations would a cassette front with a very low absorption properties be especially desirable? Correct answer natin, lahat yan, okay? Meron tayong kaunti na buto na makikita, pero yung gumagamit talaga siya ng for soft tissue imaging is your mammo. Okay? So, correct answer natin ay letter C, mammography. Kasi yung breast natin is a very soft tissue. So, kailangan yung cassette front niya, mababa lang din yung absorption property. Okay? Next, number 56. Which of the following is the most likely result of your improperly seeded crossover network in an automatic film processor? Correct answer natin dito would be letter C. Okay? Kasi kung meron kang improperly seated na crossover network, kakaskasin niya ngayon yung iyong emotion. Kaya ang mangyayari niyan, magkakaroon ka ng white lines along the length of your radiograph. Kasi yung white lines na yon, nakaskas na yung emotion. Next, number 57. Which of the following will result from a more sensitive na intensifying screen phosphor? So, definitely number 1, higher speed. Okay, lahat na may 1 tama yan. Lahat na may number 2, tanggal. Okay? At dahil dyan, okay, isa na lang ang natitirang tamang sagot. It is letter B. Yan. Kasi mula A, C, and D, lahat sila may number 2. Hindi nga tamang sagot yan. So, correct answer natin ay number 2 ay letter B, bravo, for number 57. Next, number 58. If lesser light is transmitted through an image, so anong masasabi natin dun sa radiograph na yon? So dahil konti lang yung ilaw na nakapagpa-pass through or nakakapag-pass through dun sa ating radiographic images when we place them on a negatoscope, therefore it has a very high density. Okay? Huwag nyo na tignan yung contrast. Density na lang agad. Okay? Pagka sinabi naman, more light is being transmitted through an image, therefore, the radiograph is said to have low density. Okay? So, opposite naman. Next, number 59. Which of the following chemicals were used in making your polyester-based films? Walang magkakamali dito ha, walang magkakamali. Lahat na may gelatin, tanggal. Lahat na may cellulose, tanggal. Therefore, correct answer natin ay alpha. Ano nga ulit yung DMT? Dimethyl terephthalate. Okay? Dimethyl terephthalate naman yan. Okay? Terephthalate. Okay? DMT at saka yung ethylene glycol, which is the composition or the components of your polyester. Okay? Correct answer natin for number 59, it's letter A. Next, number 60, the gelatin used in your film emulsion is obtained from which of the following? Siyempre, alam nyo na kung saan gawa yan sa cattle skins or calf skins or osseous tissues. Yan. Kahit alin doon, basta mayroong connective tissue. So, correct answer natin, letter B, cattle skins. Next, number 61. So, the parallax effect may be lessened by the use of which of the following? Correct answer natin dito is when you use a thinner, ayan ha, thinner na, nauna na ako, base. Hindi emulsion ha, kundi base. Kasi pag gumamit ka ng thinner base, anong mangyayari dun sa inyong images? Mami-minimize kasi natin yung separation ng images sa isang double emulsion film. So therefore, nababawasan mo ngayon yung parallax motion. Parallax motion, yung, ano ba yan? Nasa pose na ako, yung parallax effect. Okay? So correct answer natin dyan ay letter C. Thinner base lang dapat ang ginagamit natin. Next, number 62. So, a radiograph made with a parallel grid demonstrates decreased density on its lateral edges. This is most likely due to which of the following? So, definitely, nagkaroon ka ngayon ng off-centered grid. Kasi nagkaroon ka na ng decreased density sa lateral edges, ibig sabihin nagkaroon ka ng grid cut-off. Okay? So, maaari na hindi siya nakasentro. Okay? Kaya nagkaroon ngayon siya ng decreased density. So, correct answer natin for number 62, it is letter B, bravo, grid, ayan ha, is off-centered. Next, number 63, which of the following was a distinct advantage or disadvantage, of using your cellulose triacetate as a film-based material? Okay, ang cellulose triacetate, napalitan natin siya, di ba? Kaya tayo nagkaroon ngayon ng polyester. Kasi ang cellulose triacetate, mas makapal kasi siya kesa dun sa inyong polyester. At dahil mas makapal siya, ang nangyayari, mas madali ngayon siyang mag-cause ngayon ng cracks dun sa film. Siyempre, pag nag-cause ngayon ng cracks, hindi na siya bendable, hindi na siya flexible, okay? Madali siyang mapunit. So, yung integrity ng mismong film affected. That's why napalitan siya with a polyester which is more flexible than your cellulose triacetate. So, correct answer natin ay letter C. Okay guys, pakidagdag. Ang inyong cellulose triacetate is having 8 mils. Ayan ha. Yun kasi yung ano niya. Yan. 8 mils thick layer. Okay? mils. Okay, versus, lagay natin CT. Okay, CT, cellulose triacetate, versus kay polyester, lagay natin, versus kay polyester na ang kapal ng kanyang layer is only at 7 mils. Okay? 7 mils lang. So, from there, much better daw si polyester. Kasi mas flexible siya. So, correct answer natin for number 63, it is letter C. Next, number 64, which of the following would not produce an increase of your secondary and scattered radiation? Ang hinahanap natin dito, not ha, not. So, therefore, correct answer natin is the employment of your air gap technique. Okay? So, kapag nag-air gap technique tayo, nababawasan natin si scattered radiation dahil hindi na sila umaabot dun sa ating field through the use of your or increase of your OID. Next, number 65, using a short SID with a large image receptor is likely to result in which of the following? Actually, ang pinag-uusapan natin dito ay anode hill effect. Ay, yung sumulat. Anode hill effect. Okay? Ang anode hill effect, mas prominente siya kapag gumagamit ka ng maiksing SID. Okay? Tapos, prominente din siya kapag gumagamit ka ng mas malaking, tawag nito, image receptor or FOV, field of view. Okay? Kaya ang nangyayari niyan, yung difference, ayan ha, in density level, kapag may anode hill effect, thank you Lord, okay, pag may anode hill effect, alam niyo naman na mas mataas ang density level sa cathode, mas mababa dun sa anode. Mas nagiging prominent siya. So, correct answer natin dyan is increase your anode hill effect. Okay? So, correct answer, letter B. Yan. Next, number 66. The term na contrast to noise ratio can be explained by which of the following? Okay. Paano natin ngayon siya i-describe? So, ang pinakamagandang description dyan would be letter D. Okay? Grayscale quality of your image. Ano ba pagka sinabi natin na noise? Noise, these are fluctuations, okay, within the radiograph, which adds, ayan, hindi naman artifact, but reduces the quality of your images. So, yung contrast naman, alam naman natin, kapag may contrast, so ibig sabihin, grayscale. Kasi it's a, paano ba? Scale is, kumbaga, it's a collection or the difference of your density levels. So, correct answer natin, the best would be letter D. Refers to the grayscale quality of your images. Okay? Next, number 67. Which of the following is our reasons for using an overhead lighting in a dark room? Bakit mo kailangan pa ng white light sa loob ng dark room? Dark room naman siya. Siyempre, hindi naman lahat ng ginagawa mo sa dark room ay laging patay ang ilaw. So, definitely, kailangan, okay, you are actually seeing, okay, kung anong ginagawa mo when you're handling chemicals. Okay? So, correct answer natin dyan ay letter A. Ayan. Siyempre, pag ongoing ang development, hindi naman po pwedeng gamitin ng white light and loading of your films. So, correct answer, letter D. Next, number 68. What is the standard requirement for a fluorescent fixture per 8 square feet of your floor space? Okay. So, correct answer natin dito, sige, letter C. Hala, Ma'am Isa, saan ka rin yun? Okay. Ito ay nasa dark room. Okay? Ma'am Isa, paano po ba malaman kung gaano ka dami o yan, na white light ang kailangan? So, usually sa dark room, fluorescent tube yung ginagamit natin. Okay? Tapos, depende sa laki ng kwarto ha. So, kung 8 feet yon, syempre, 3. Okay? Kapag mas maliit pa doon, lesser than that, syempre, babawasan mo. Meron tayong mga darkroom spaces, alam niyo nga pala yun, na-discuss nga pala sa inyo, na mas malaki pa. Okay? Kaysa doon sa 8 feet, umaabot siya hanggang 9.5. So, kapag ganon, mas madami din yung fluorescent light natin. Okay? So, correct answer natin, number 68, letter C. Next, number 69, the safety of your safe light should be determined for a period of time that exceeds typical safe light exposure time. So, usually, how many minutes? So, Ang tanong niya lang dito, gaano katagal safe, okay, ang iyong film sa safe light. Okay? So, correct answer natin ay letter A. 3 minutes lang. After 3 minutes at iniwan mo pa rin yung iyong film, ayan ha, sa tapat ng iyong working bench or loading bench, na kung nasaan nandoon ang iyong safe light, may expose na siya to safe light fog. Okay? So, magkakos ngayon siya ng artifact. Although, hindi naman siya masyadong tinitingnan ngayon as a problem kasi nga wala namang masyadong gumagamit ng darkroom. Puro digital na. Pero yun ang, ayan ha, yun ang dating practice. Okay? So, hanggang 3 minutes lang safe ang inyong film sa ilalim ng inyong safe light bago siya magkaroon ng safe light fog. Next, number 70. So, the reflective layer of your radiographic intensifying screen is usually composed of a shiny substance na tinatawag natin na titanium dioxide at saka magnesium oxide. So, therefore, correct answer natin ay neither A and B. Kasi baliktad siya. So, it should be magnesium oxide, titanium dioxide. Baliktad. So, wala. Diyan yung tamang sagot. Letter D. Next, number 71. Incorporation of a lead foil backing in a cardboard film holder results to which of the following? So, ginagawa lang natin siya, yung paglalagay ng lead foil, para mag-reduce ng inyong backscatter radiation. So, correct answer natin ay letter C. Okay? Next, number 72. Which of the following is the primary cause of decreased intensifying screen efficiency after several years of use? So, matagal mo na siyang ginagamit. Ano ngayon ang pwedeng maging cause ng kanyang decreased efficiency? Definitely is the abrasion of your screen surface. So, kung lagi mo siyang ginagamit, wear and tear, o dun, nakakaskas siya. Okay? Unti-unti na natatanggal siya. Okay? So, yung exposure to light, exposure to X-rays, exposure to heat, wala naman masyadong heat eh. So, pagdating sa loob ng dark room, kasi nga, di ba, we maintain a safe, ayan ha, temperature and humidity level. So, hindi siya masyadong exposed sa heat. Correct answer natin dyan ay letter C. Yung kadalasan na tawag nito, maglo-load tsaka unload ka ng film, nagkakaroon ngayon siya ng maliliit, konting gas-gas, maliliit na gas-gas dun sa screen surface. Okay? Next, number 73. What would be the resultant image if a Townes method procedure was done with a focus grid? Okay, naalala nyo naman ng Townes, di ba? Meron tayong angulation dito. So, sa angulation natin na yon, tapos gagamit ka ng isang focus type of grid. Ang focus type of, okay, ang focus type of grid, naka-angulate din yung kanyang mismong grid strips. Okay? So, dahil naka-angulate na yung focus grid mo, tapos i-angulate mo pa yung tubo mo, ano sa tingin nyo ang pwedeng mangyari dun sa inyong image? Normal sa isang side, okay? Pero, maliwanag sa kabila. Kasi, nagkaroon siya ng grid cut-off. Okay? So, correct answer natin for number 73, it's letter B. Okay? Bravo. Next, number 74, which of the following sets of technical factors is recommended for a chest examination of a young pediatric patient? So, una mong makikita dito, bata. Okay? Tapos, chest x-ray. Ngayon, kung bata, alam naman natin na hindi sila sumusunod sa instruction, so therefore, you will always use a short exposure time. So, it's either letter A or letter C, kasi yun lang yung may short exposure time. At dahil bata din ang kailangan mong i-x-ray, hindi ganon kataas na KV technique ang kailangan mo. Okay? So, correct answer natin ay letter A. It is 60 to 70 kV with the shortest exposure time. Correct answer? Letter A. Next, number 75. Hi, Sir Jose. Bayana, nakikita kita. Nasa radiology department ka pala. Yan. Bakit ka nahiya? Wala, natuwa lang ako. Nasa work pala siya. Oo. Hi, sir! Enjoy sa work. Yan. Next, number 75. Ayun o. Okay. Number 75. Which of the following conditions would require a decrease in the normal exposure factors to penetrate the part properly? So, kung halimbawa, we have a certain condition na kailangan natin mag-decrease ng technical factors. Ito yung mga tinatawag natin na destructive pathology. Okay, subtractive pathology. So, one of it is letter D. It is atrophy. Okay, so pagka sinabi natin na atrophy, syempre lumiliit yung muscles. So, nawawalan tayo ngayon ng enough. O yan ha, enough na part to be penetrated. So, kailangan bawasan natin yung ating technical factors. Next number 76, which of the following layers of your X-ray film serves to protect the film from contamination during storage, handling, and processing? Correct answer natin ay letter A. It is your overcoat. Okay? So, ito sa X-ray film, overcoat ang tawag natin. Pero pagdating sa inyong intensifying screen, this overcoat is known as your protective coating or protective layer. Okay? So, correct answer, 76, letter A, overcoat. Next, number 77, what would happen if the film were transferred directly into the fixer after the developer? Siyempre, wala namang iba na mangyayari sa kanya. It will actually neutralize yung acidity dun sa inyong fixer. So, your alkaline developer will neutralize the acid of your fixer solution. Kaya kailangan talaga natin magkaroon ng replenishment. Next, number 78. Which of the following factors below would decrease a film's diagnostic quality? Definitely, kapag nagkaroon tayo ng increase in humidity level. Okay? So, pag nag-increase tayo ng humidity level, nagkakaroon tayo ng moisture sa mga film, ano nangyayari sa kanila, nagdidikit-dikit, etc. Okay? So, nagkakaroon tayo ngayon ng presence ng artifacts. So, correct answer natin for number 78, that's letter B. Next, number 79. What is evident on your radiograph from chemicals that have already lost their potency? So, pagka sinabi natin na potency, hindi na siya ganun hindi naman sa effective, pero, kumbaga, bumaba na yung kanyang quality. So, correct answer natin, letter C. There was an increase in your film fogging. Tapos, nagbawas ka naman ngayon ng contrast at saka ng density level. So, correct answer natin for number 79, it is letter C. Next, number 80, as light crosses over the opposite emulsion of your X-ray film, it results to an increased blurring of your images. So, to reduce the negative effect of your crossover, which of the following would contribute to its greatest interest? So, ano yung dapat na ginagawa natin para ma-reduce natin ngayon ang inyong crossover? O, yan ha. Sabi ni trigger tuloy, sabi ni Bushong, there are actually 3, okay? 3 different approaches kung paano natin siya mababawasan. Una, gagamit tayo ng tabular grades. Kasi mas mataas or mas malaki yung kanilang covering power kaysa dun sa ating spherical ones, which is correct. Kaso wala dito. Okay, sunod. Pangalawa daw is to add a light-absorbing dye dun sa inyong crossover layer. Tama naman yun. Kasi from there, ma-absorb natin ngayon yung light. O yan, yung crossover na yon. So, hindi na siya ngayon magiging prominente. Pero wala rin siya dito sa options. Last method. Okay, ang sabi niya dito is to use an intensifying screen that can actually emit a short wavelength light. Either violet or blue. O, ayan. So, meron ba tayo nun dito? Yes. And that is letter C. So, correct answer natin for number 80, it's letter C, Charlie. Next, number 81, which of the following statements below regarding short-scale contrast is incorrect? Ang hahanapin natin ay maling statement. So, correct answer natin would be letter C. Okay? Hala, Ma'am Isa, bakit yan po? Pag short-scale contrast, ibig sabihin neto, mataas yung KVP. Ay, mataas yung KVP. Oh, tama. Okay. Pag short-scale contrast, ibig sabihin neto, ang gagamitin natin ay mataas na patient dose ha. Kasi kailangan mag-increase tayo ng MAS dahil mababa yung KVP na ginagamit natin. Okay? So, isa pa. Pag short-scale contrast, mababang KV ang gamit natin. So, dahil mababang KV siya, you need to compensate it by increasing your MAS. And your MAS directly gives you, ayan ha, an idea of how much patient dose ang makukuha ni pasyente. So, dahil dyan, that is your incorrect statement. It's letter C. Next, number 82. When a film demonstrates long-scale contrast because of overpenetration, the appropriate change to restore a shorter scale of contrast would be which of the following? So, definitely, kung sobrang taas, o yan ha, nung KV na ginamit mo, di bawasan mo lang siya. So, correct answer, letter D. You just decrease. Okay? Yung KDP. Next, number 83. When the use of grids is indicated in mammography, which of the following would be most appropriate? Actually, since ang mammography, sinabi ko kanina, okay, soft tissue imaging lang siya, ang gagamitin natin dyan ay yung may pinakamababa na grid ratio. Okay? So, meron ka na dyang 5:1. Either, o yan ha, letter C or letter D. So, note mo na kailangan gamitin dyan is a moving grid. Kasi ang moving grid, mas maganda siyang gamitin dahil nakakaawa siya ng grid lines kaysa pag gumamit ka ng stationary grid. So, therefore, you now increase your detail. Okay? Nawawalan ka ngayon ng mga artifacts. So, correct answer natin ay letter D. It is a 5:1 na grid ratio. Then, preferably, you use the moving grid rather than the stationary one. Next, number 84. Which of the following is unrelated to recorded detail? Yung hindi, yung walang pakialam sa recorded detail, correct answer natin ay letter C. Ayan. Ano bang pakialam ng thermionic emission sa recorded detail? Wala. Next, number 85. Which set of your technical factors would produce the greatest image blur? Pagka sinabi natin na greatest image blur, pinakamalabo, pinakamay mababang recorded detail. So, paano natin siya makukuha, yung pinakamababang recorded detail? Decrease tayo in SID, tapos, increase tayo ng contrast. Increase tayo ng OID. Ano ba yun? Increase tayo ng OID. Aside from that, i-take into consideration na rin kasi nandito sa sa options natin, is yung FSS. Okay? Yung focal size. Okay, yung focal spot size. FSS. So, lagay mo dyan, greatest image blur, syempre, yung may increase na focal spot size. Ngayon, let's see. Okay. So, una mong tignan is yung SID, pinaka-mababang SID. We have 80, letter C, and then letter B and D, 100. So, cross out mo na ngayon si letter A. Hindi mo na siya magiging option. Okay? Sunod, increase OID. Pinakamataas na OID na meron. So, we have 2. Okay? It's letter C at saka letter D. Parehas sila na 25. So, tanggal na agad si letter B. Increase in your FSS. Ngayon, between letter C and letter D, sino sa kanilang dalawa yung may pinakamataas na or pinakamalaki na focal spot size? It's letter C. Okay? Because of that 1 millimeter versus 0.6 na millimeter. Ay, bakit yan? Ito pala dapat. Okay. So, number 85, correct answer natin ay letter C. C yan dapat. Okay? Next, number 86. Which of the following examinations will produce less magnification? Correct answer natin ay letter B. Okay? As much as possible, alam naman natin na ang magnification na kukuha natin yan kapag meron tayong increase in OID. So, as much as possible, we place the part of the image closest dun sa ating image receptor. And that is letter B. Next, number 87. Okay. Itong computation na to is actually about your magnification factor. MF equals, ito yung formula na ginamit natin, image size divided by actual size. Okay? So, dahil, okay, ang hinahanap natin dito is the actual diameter, pinagpalit lang natin siya. Okay? Ang ginawa natin is, dinivide natin ngayon si 15.2 sa 1.3, kaya nakuha natin ngayon ay si 11.7. Okay? So, correct answer natin for 87, letter B, 11.7 centimeter. Next, number 88. Which of the following is most likely to occur as a result of using a 30-inch SID with a 14 by 17 IR to radiograph a fairly homogeneous structure? So, anong pwedeng mangyari sa kanila? Again ha, nakita nyo naman, mababang SID, malaki na FOV. So, therefore, we are having issues with your anode hill effect. Ito yung concept ng question. Okay? So, therefore, if you have an anode hill effect, mas prominente ngayon yung density difference between the cathode side and the anode side. So, correct answer natin dito would be letter B. Density variation between opposite ends ng inyong IR. Kasi yung kabila, yun yung nakatapat sa anode, yung kabila nakatapat sa cathode. Yung cathode, mas maitim, yung anode, medyo maputi. Okay? So, correct answer natin for 88, it's letter B. Number 89, which of the following combinations will result in the most scattered radiation reaching your image receptor? So, definitely, pinakamataas, o yan ha, na KVT, kasi pag mataas ang KVT, mas maraming mapoproduce na scatter radiation. Okay? So, therefore, fewer MAS, more KVT. Correct answer natin, letter C. Next, number 90. Which of the following statements are considered to be true? Okay. So, bibigyan na ng tamang sagot. Correct answer natin dyan ay letter D. Ang exposure guide, ginagamit natin siya as a primary tool for producing quality radiograph. Okay? Next, number 91. So, an X-ray tube target with a 0.5 mm effective focal spot, ako, napakabal pala nito ng question. At pagka nag-compute tayo, ay saglit lang, okay, is used to image a calcified nodule estimated to be 10 cm from the anterior chest wall if the radiograph is taken in a PA projection at 180 SID. With a tabletop to image receptor separation of 8 cm, what will be the size of your focal spot blur? Okay. Ma'am Isa, anong formula ang ginamit po natin dito? Ang ginamit po natin is your geometric unsharpness formula. GS lang ang tawag ko sa kanya. This is actually your FSS, yung focal spot size, okay, multiplied by, yung multiply mo siya sa SID divided by your SOD. Okay? So, kung gusto nyo, sige, bilisan natin talaga, no? Sige, i-compute natin. So, alin dito yung FSS natin? It is 0.5 mm. Okay, natin dito. Okay. So, hanapin natin ngayon yung ating SID. Alin dyan yung SID na ginamit natin? It is 180 cm divided by, sabi dito, SOD. So, hanapin natin kung anong SOD ang ginamit. Okay. Take note ha, meron tayong special values na nandito, wherein we have the calcified nodule, wherein estimated daw ito na nasa 10 cm from the anterior chest wall. Okay, so that is 10 cm from the chest wall. Plus, ayan, if the radiograph blah 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 blah, and then with a tabletop to image receptor separation of 8 cm, what will be the size of your focal spot blur? So, yung tabletop, yun na din yung anterior chest wall. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, ang hinahanap natin muna ngayong sukat is your OID, Object to Image Receptor Distance. Ang object na hinahanap natin dito ay yung calcified nodule. Gaano daw ba siya kalaki? O, yan ha. So, from the 10 cm plus yung 8 cm kanina. So, that is equivalent to 18 cm. That is our OID. Yan ba yung hinahanap natin sa formula? Hindi. Okay, sadly, no. But can we use your OID to compute for your SOD? Yes. So, SID minus OID, this will be equivalent to how many? 162. Natin dito. Centimeter. Ayan. Okay. So, divide muna natin si 180, so 162, tsaka natin siya i-multiply kay 0.5. So ngayon, we have a, anong sagot natin? 0.55. Okay? Wala na tayong ilalagay dito na value ha, wala nang value na ilalagay. So 0.5, okay, yung ating geometric tuloy, focal spot blur, round it off, okay, so ang closest natin ay 0.6. The correct answer, letter A. Ayan. Okay? So, correct answer natin ay alpha. Guys, after ng 100, iinom lang ako ha, mabilis lang. Next, number 92, which of the following is the most helpful in producing good quality AP full spine x-rays? So, correct answer natin dito ay letter A. Having your anode towards the cervical. Okay? Letter A. Ma'am Isa, bakit po? Kasi yung anode natin, mas mababa yung kanilang density level kesa dun sa thoracic spine, di ba? So, yung sa may thoracic spine, thoracic spine, sa may thoracic spine, ibigay mo na lang dun yung cathode area. Pulol ako. Okay? Next, number 93. What characteristic of a good base material will exhibit its archival permanence for as long as 5 years without changing into a different image? Grabe, changing into a different image. So, correct answer natin dyan would be chemical memory. Okay? Letter C. Yung ability, ayan, na makapag-store siya nung information na yun, yung archival permanence nun. That is coming from your chemical memory. Next, number 94, activators are added to your phosphor layer for your or of the intensifying screens to change the shape and increase the intensity of light emission by the phosphors. So, which of the following activators are used in calcium tungstate screens? Ang gamit natin dito ay tingga. It is your lead. Okay? Next, number 95, which of the following radiographic examinations would require a high voltage technique? So, most definitely, ito yung medyo makakapal ng part. Okay? Nga lang, ang lateral lumbar spine, commonly ang gamit natin dyan, mataas na MA. Okay? So, lahat ng may 1, sorry, tanggal na siya. Correct answer, letter C. Okay? Kailangan natin ng mataas na KVP para makapenetrate tayo dun sa barium sulfate. Then, kailangan din natin mataas na KV para sa chest x-ray para mas marami tayong density levels na makita sa radiograph. Next, number 96, for which of the following examinations might the use of a grid not be necessary in an adult patient? Ang grid, ginagamit lang natin siya kapag may dalawa tayong existing na conditions ha. So, unang condition, masyadong makapal yung body part. Okay, more than 10 centimeters. Pangalawa, kapag masyadong mataas ngayon, yung KVP na gagamitin, more than 65 kV. So, therefore, within the options, ang hindi mo gagamitin dyan ng grid is your knee. Correct answer? Bravo. Next, number 97. Excited lamang po. Number 97. Which of the following chemicals is used in the production of your radiographic field emulsion? Wala nang iba. Ang pinaka-importante at ang puso ng inyong field emulsion is your silver halide. Okay? Crystals. Next, number 98. Which of the following set of technical factors will exhibit the best definition of your carpal bones? Okay. Carpal bones, maliliit yan. So, most definitely, kailangan mo lagi dyan pag definition, di ba, recorded detail. So, pinakamababa na OID na magagamit mo ever. O, ayan. So, correct answer natin dito, number 3. Okay? Number 3, letter C. Next, number 99. To maintain the sharpest definition of an abdominal radiograph of a geriatric patient, it would be best to change a technique of 100 mA 1/2 second to which of the following? Okay. So, correct answer natin dito would be letter C. The highest MA value and then yung fastest exposure time, but at the same time, you maintain your 50 MAS. Last, Number 100. The radiographic accessory used to measure the thickness of your body parts in order to determine optimal selection of your exposure factor. Ano ang pwede nating gamitin? Walang gagamit ng ruler. Correct answer natin ay Bravo caliper. Okay? So that's it. That is for your cluster 2. Okay? Guys, pwede ba akong humingi sa inyo ng